Hello, hello. I'm back again for another video. I have committed to myself that I'm gonna record a video every day for 31 days. And then we're gonna see how that goes, because if you want to get better at anything, you've got to continuously show up and do it, right? So I'm here with a reading. We are going to use the Star Codes Astro Oracle. Also, I'm changing my name again. I've decided. You'll see what it is. LOL. I never have enough space. Okay. Let me arrange. The first message I got was Pluto, rebirth, and 6th house sustainability. So that to me is talking about my daily habits and how are they sustaining me? Are they sustainable? My daily habits have been a primary focus as of late, and I feel like I don't know, how do I describe it? I don't know. Okay, and we're using the Fountain Tarot. Pay attention to your daily habits, basically, because those are what build your future. And yeah, that's enough for me. Let's connect, okay? And hopefully this is better. It was a little low whenever I did my last recording, but we will see, okay? Okay. So I ask that this video just be as it should be without my judgment getting in the way. I ask that it's for myself and the listener's highest good. I ask that my spirit guides help translate the messages, because Lord knows I get stunted with my words and the stories that are in my head. So let's see. So there's no rush. There is a little bit of an energy that feels like it's trying to push you along. Get it out quicker. You need to talk faster, or on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. It's like the kind of the TikTok feeling of like, I want that dopamine hit, but it needs to happen just like one after another, after another, after another, after another. So we're just letting that play out. Spirit is saying there is no rush. There is no rush. Anything that makes you feel like you're running out of time, or you've got to figure it out with pieces A, B, E, and F. we can't wait on CD to come in. And there's just this question of, well, I don't have the pieces though. I don't know how I'm supposed to move. I don't know how what I'm supposed to do. And Spirit is like, that is the point. You are supposed to be, and wait for the pieces. Wait for CD. Wait for the CD. I had a journey the other day, and I was wanting to paint my shamanic drum. I've had it for several years now, and I wanted to paint like something on the front, or to have something on the front of it, just to feel like it was personalized to me, you know? And I guess like 4 years ago, I started a drawing of this Black Panther on it, and I recently got these like alcohol markers, and I was like, yeah, all right, I can finally do something on this, because I wasn't sure what to use, you know, what medium. Like, I didn't want to ruin it by layering paint on it, because it's a drum, so it needs to have that, I don't know, whatever, you know what I mean? I got inspired to finally finish this drum, and so I did a journey, and I haven't done a journey in a while, like years. Like, I do meditate and stuff like that, but actually going into journey state and just maybe it hasn't been years but it's been a minute, and I wasn't the reason the panther couldn't be completed on that drum. It was like just for a season, you know. I never could finish it, and it's still there underneath, but I finally figured out what I needed to paint my drum like. And also in the journey, how it pertains to this is I asked for a gift on the way out, and I received an ear with a red ribbon in the earring hole of it, like threaded through. So it's interesting that we are waiting for the CD, because CD reminds me of music, you know. Anyways, it's a little vision you can do with that, what you think. I think the best way to go about readings is just let it hit or let it pass, you know. It's either going to resonate like deeply, like, oh, there is no question that this message is for me right now. This feels like my own voice coming through, you know, that sort of thing. That's when you know that the messages are for you. And when they're not, you just kind of move on. We have Taurus, cultivate. And I'm going to get 2 of these. I really like these Star Codes Astro Oracle cards. They are so like they're deep. You like, I know it's the stars, so, but I don't know, I just didn't expect them to carry so much like depth to them, but they really do. We got Taurus, cultivate, and that's number 2. And Taurus is all about taking our time. speaking of not rushing, like Taurus is stubborn as hell. They are not gonna allow anything to push them into something quickly. They will kind of dig their feet in the ground. It's a bull. They're not gonna be moving, like, no. And so it came out with sustainability, which is, I got that with Pluto a minute ago. So this is definitely a palpable energy right now. Sometimes I look at myself and I look like my mom. I'm just like, oh my god, I look like my mom. Which is fine. Love you, Mom. But sometimes it's just loud. Okay, so sustainability in the 6th house. This is like your daily tasks, things that you do on a daily basis to help cultivate your life, yourself, the people in it. And I think that it's getting in alignment. It's matching up what your human does on a daily basis and what your soul your soul's direction. It's lining them both up together. So when your avatar and your soul are kind of all feeling, nurturing the same thing, there's an alignment that happens. And that's why we see like exponential growth whenever we are devoted to practices that cultivate an abundant feeling of self, a prosperous feeling of self. Like when you look at your life and there's so much beauty, there's so much comfort, joy. When you're in alignment with your soul, when your mind is centered in your heart, you're able to see the progress of that cultivation all around you at all times. And this is why meditation and centering ourselves and getting grounded within our heart and what we feel and like know the gnosis feeling of what we know to be true about just our journey. That's it, that's all we really need to be focused on. It's the daily moments, the daily choices that we make, either to cultivate or to destroy ourself. And so this is a big energy of, and it's a practice because you can't kind of take it all on at once. I'm seeing like one person with a red flag in front of a bull, like that bull is gonna just bulldoze you over. You have to play. There's an element of play in cultivating sustainable habits. And once you start kind of building a momentum in appreciating the long-term benefits of consistency and discipline, it's easier to perceive the physical manifestation of what those habits can create. But before that point, it's almost like you have to find elements of play through the habits. Like if, for instance, exercising, for me, I'm a slow moving being. I like it slow. I like it just chill. I don't want to get up and like hoorah about anything. And so when it comes to exercise, it's like if I was going at it like, okay, yeah, I've got to start lifting weights, I've got to transform like everything in my body and just basically become this other person, that is not sustainable for my personal fitness journey and level, and what exercise is actually serving me and is in alignment with me. It would be more like yoga, something slow, something that is not going to tear my body apart, but is going to gently align me with a better feeling in my body. You know what I mean? Connection with my body is more important than like making it look a certain way. So something else sustainable would be, so play in exercise would be dance. Like, it doesn't have to be structured. You don't really have to be learning anything, but you can work up a sweat and get some intense cardio going from working and playing and dancing, you know, working with the energy of music, working with the energy of movement. And so it's simple things like that. Eating good food, like being so just acknowledging, and it is, what is that word? It is, it's in gratitude of, it is in honor of, it is like in awe of, almost like the access you have to good food. Do you allow yourself to indulge in actually good food? Are we just going to the quickest thing because we're like a little bit frenzied out on the amount of options? Because sometimes with abundance brings a little bit of distortion, right? Sometimes we think we don't have abundance. We are embodiment of abundance. It's just that we no longer know how to differentiate between abundance and gluttony. We no longer, it's almost like we have given up our choice, we have given up our, it's like a desire to choose or something in exchange for convenience. But this is an energy movement. All of this, all of my hands, everything is involved in this. And this is moving that energy away. If you can kind of just imagine the things that I'm talking about as being some sort of a color, you know, in our energy field, an invisible wavelength frequency. And I'm just kind of, you know, taking it out of the bunch, and we're just looking at this one little thing. Okay, so how can we kind of transform it into being more of a vibrant color or whatever, a more true representation of the frequency that it holds without the distortion of it. I don't know, something like that. So our daily habits are either kind of further distorting our frequency, or they are clearing it out so that way our frequency is able to illuminate more clearly with less effort. The power of habit is that once you start doing it and it starts building on itself, it becomes a beautiful, like, give and take. It's like you're putting in things that are growing to come back to you, you know, and it's this healthy balance. It's an ebb and a flow, and it becomes more natural. It becomes easier to do those things because our mind loves habits. Our mind loves routine. It is a computer of sorts. It kind of wants to do things so that it can be kind of it doesn't have to focus so much on these little menial things. What is it? It's like, well, it's like a program or whatever, like a code. Like our mind wants to, our soul's kind of guiding, this is what feels good, this is what doesn't feel good. And then our mind is just, it wants to be repetitive, you know, because that's how it kind of achieves mastery or achieves like a sense of fulfillment in itself when it is doing something and it's getting better at it because it continues to do it. And it's also like when you're aligning this energy with your life and your choice of nurturing like luxuriously yourself, it starts to just create a symbiosis, a flowing energy. It just, that's what it's saying. That's the only way to put it. We're at 21 minutes off of those cards. See what I mean? These cards are so freaking deep. It's insane. And how spot on they always are. It kind of freaks me out. Okay, let's see if we can get one tarot card. That's gonna be tricky because reading one tarot card is kind of, oh, here I'm trying to shuffle the book that goes with it. My goal for recording every day is to get better at setup, to get better at editing, to get better at consistently getting on the computer. And I started editing the video I did yesterday, and it's just kind of like, dude, something happened to the frame size, and so it's like just this part of my face. It was like 10 o'clock and I was like, okay, that's it. I'm done for the night. There is nothing else that I can do here with the situation. Okay. Our one card is the 9 of Coins, which is so beautiful because it is basically that feeling that we're talking about of being secure in yourself, you know, like having self-confidence because you know the work, you know the effort. It's like a weird angle. I don't like that angle. It looks like I'm hunched, but I'm not. But I am working on my posture too, so maybe it's just a tension there. I'm going on a float today. I really need it, you know, and I think to myself as I say that, that is a representation of the 9 of Pentacles. It's like 9 of Coins in this card. The things in my physical reality, there are plenty of things that help me to feel, I don't know, really, really cared for, really good in my body. I definitely don't have it all figured out. But it feels like things are moving in the right direction, you know? It feels like I'm becoming more open to the idea of when I provide for myself on an internal level, the matrix just reflects that back to me. And the more I'm able to cultivate strong, sustainable habits within myself, the more the matrix will reflect that back to me. Just because I'm aware of it. I, got a blue car, and all of a sudden I just see the same blue car everywhere, because I'm aware of it. And our subconscious mind is filled with things that we repeat and repeatedly take part in, and our mind is filled with processes that we continue to think through and utilize, and so it automatically starts creating whatever it is that you're putting in for you to experience in your external reality. And so when we are being disciplined with our daily habits and what it is that we are cultivating, it's like we're pouring really good energy in. Even though I know discipline sounds kind of whatever, but we're not going for instant gratification. We have a lifetime here that we're trying to make the most of, right? And there's no rush. That's where we started. There's no rush to it. We are simply here to try it this way and see what happens, and then we try it a different way, and then we see what happens. And then when we mature a little bit, we start to kind of hone in on a little bit deeper of an understanding of what our role is in our own life. And so this is really taking responsibility for our energy in a very daily, mundane way, which will produce the biggest outcome of plentitude. Is that a word? Of plenty, of abundance. The abundance is already here, right? We live in a world of abundance, but we need to make the choice of what we're filling ourselves with. What is the reflection of our abundance? Are we abundant in scarcity and worry and fear? Or are we abundant in gnosis and faith and trust? And also, are we aware of the blessings that we have around us? How many times can we just look around and we literally aren't even letting in the growth that we have cultivated? Getting clear in our daily habits will help us to ground that energy, ground ourselves in who we are constantly becoming. And that's our legacy. Hopefully I'll be able to get this video on the computer and edited and fix the other one. I'm so disappointed in that. I worked so hard. I edited for literally like 2 hours. Because believe it or not, sometimes the energy is choppy and I've got to stop and it doesn't flow, and it just feels kind of crunchy, and that's part of it. And that's what was happening yesterday, and clearly, but I also am like trying, maybe I need to let go of it and not. Anyways, thank you for being here. I hope that you received something from that. I know I did. And I know that it really does speak. It uplifts my spirit, because sometimes it can feel really mundane and really just like, am I doing anything right? But I feel like this is confirmation, and we can trust in that. And if you resonated, like the video, and comment anything you'd wish. And I would love it if you subscribe too. Thanks for watching. Bye.